Hi folks. Yep, here I am. I'm outdoors. I had to get out of the city today. Oh boy. I don't know how to better put it. Society just got on my nerves today. It was pushing me to the edge of spoiling an otherwise good day. I don't have many bad days unless people get in the middle of things and make it bad. And today was one of those days. I found out today that where I live in an apartment building, big 8-story apartment building. There's over 80 tenants in that building, 80 units. They have a policy that you're allowed to have pets, but you pay a $450 deposit for having a pet, and then there's other charges they charge you for having a pet. So technically you pay to have a pet. Well, now you're not allowed to smoke in this building. So they build this really nice little shelter outside. It's glassed in, it's a really nice shelter, holds a dozen people or so, and we can go out there and sit in that shelter and have all the smokes we want. One person out of over 80 residents said there's tenants that bring their dogs out to that smoke shelter. Well, yeah, they smoke, some of them, and they take their dogs out and they take them for walks. They do everything they're supposed to do with that dog, and then they want to socialize and visit with other people. And part of them have dogs, some of them don't. Now, I've been there for over a year, living in that building. I haven't seen a misbehaved dog once. Not once. For one thing, you're not allowed to have a dog that weighs over 25 pounds. So everybody's got these little house dogs, these little lap dogs, you know. And I haven't met one that wasn't friendly yet. Well, this one person said, any one of those dogs could bite somebody. And I like to go sit out there and socialize too. But not if there's going to be a dog around, because it might bite me. Well, they passed policy now. Dog owners are not allowed to have the dogs within 25 feet of that shelter outdoors that's there for us smokers. I found out the individual that complained isn't even a smoker. That's where society starts getting in Sty's craw. So they asked me, the other smokers, what I thought about the new policy, no dogs in that shack. I said, then I'll never smoke in there again. I said, I'll go smoke in my pickup truck, or I'll go out in some of the lawn areas and I'll lean up against a tree and have a smoke, but I won't smoke in that shack. I'll go find where the dog owners are hanging out with their dogs 25 feet away from the building and that shack, and I'll go have my smoke with them and pet their dogs. Well, the folks I was telling that to told me, you're just a non-conformant, you're not willing to comply, you're not tolerant to anything. I said, wait a minute. Tolerance means the dogs get to stay, and the intolerant jerks that go whining off to management of that facility and say, I don't like a dog around me, so all of the other 80 people in this building be darned. So I told him flat out what I thought. I said, in this case, I think the dog comes first. The heck with everybody else. Well, that sealed my fate on not getting a dog. I was going to get myself a mascot. I was really been thinking about it the last few months. That sealed the fate. No, I'm not getting one. Not there. If I'm living there, I will not have a mascot. So, anyway, that's what put me over the edge today. These people started informing me how terrible I was because I supported the dogs and not this one person. I said that one person, once I found out who it was, I said, they're not very social anyway. They come in there, they sit, and all they do is complain and argue and start arguments, and then they leave. I said, so if you ban the dogs, it means you ban Sty. That's all that comes down to. And they go, well, and I said, you folks have a nice day. I got to get out of town. I got to get out of here. Oh, well, wait, we're not done with you. We're not done. We want to ask you. I said, stop. Sty has one life. He's one person, and he belongs to himself. You can all kiss my hiney. I'm leaving town. I got my truck, and that's where I am. I took off, not knowing where I'm going to go out of town, so I ended up here at Wren Falls. I'm going to take a walk down Wren Falls. I'll talk to you folks a little bit on the way down there, but I didn't intend on coming here. I'm going down to Foster Falls, and I'll probably do a separate video. So this is Wren Falls, July 10th, 2019. We're going to go take a peek at the falls, see how it's flowing right now. We have had some rain in the last week, so it should be flowing okay. And we'll go take a peek at it. And I'm bringing you along while Sty recovers the great healing outdoors. I'll be able to go back home at the end of the day. But it's situations like that where you get a bunch of people together and everybody and their cousin has an opinion. They're not basing anything on truth or fact. It's just all their opinions. And they're making life miserable for each other and everybody around them. That's why I like to get to places without a lot of people. Now, I expected people to be out here at Wren Falls. There ain't a soul out here, just me. And they did block the little road that went down in there by the campsite that's in there. So if a person wants to use that campsite, they got to hike into it. No more trying to drive down in there, which I like. I like the fact they did that. That's cool. So we're going to head down to the falls. I'll talk to you guys down that way. This is what they did to the entrance going down to the falls. This little road that used to run down in here, it's rough. I mean, I never wanted to try to get my truck through there. The trees are starting to grow in over it pretty much. But there are still people trying to drive down in there. They can still get an ATV around this stuff, around these rocks here on either side. But with those big rocks in the center, they're about 20 inches or more above the road surface. The majority of vehicles will not be able to get beyond that. It's going to take quite the tall chassis to be able to clear those rocks. So I'm kind of glad they did that. Looks pretty good to me. Well, it's nice out here today. Not too many bugs. You'll see them flying past the camera. And it's mostly deer flies, those biting devils. So I'll see you down by the falls. Well, this is heading out to the top of the falls. There's a trail that cuts down through there that I've never taken, and I think I'll take that today. But we're just walking out at the top. We'll go around and get a good shot of the falls from down lower. I just want to see how the river's running, how things are looking up here. Well, Tyler's Forks is running pretty good. I think that's really something, that big old pine log across the river there. Now, when I was here this spring, that water was right up to that log. So you look at that, this water has dropped 6 feet since this spring. It's not flowing anywhere near as hard as it was this spring or even last fall. Now, that's looking downstream. And the falls are right there, off to the left. You can't see them from up here unless I go way out on the end out here. I am not going out there. We're going to head over. Lookout is right over here. The vista looking at the falls, so we're going to head over there. I headed down that trail that I saw come off of by the top of the falls, and this is it. And you can tell it's very well defined. And I'm not going to hike the whole trail, but I will someday. It's heading up there. That's all uphill, heading way up there to the top of that, towards the top of that hill. But it's all paralleling the river, which is right down here. So this trail is following the river. Someday I'll come out here just for a day camp or day trip and hike that trail, see where it goes. Maybe I'll even throw my truck tent up and spend the night so I can spend a bunch of time on it. But this trail, like I said, you can tell it's an established trail, but for this year, not a lot of sign of people. There's some ferns that have been stomped down, but otherwise it's a really nice trail. And it, like I said, it parallels the river. It's quite the drop down there, about 40 feet maybe. But over here, it's down a little lower. You can tell you're going downhill here. Now that's only about 25 feet down to the river. And the top of the falls is just back in there on the upstream side. And I saw this. That looks like an access to get down there. We're gonna go down there. Yeah, oh boy. Yeah, a lot of broken rock in here. It can be pretty slippery if the person's not careful. I'm surprised this access is even here. You can see this is just all sheer rock in here. Right now, when I was here last, right where I'm standing, my feet would be in water about up to my ankles. And I still got quite a ways down yet here. Another 4 or 5 feet. That's the top of the falls, right there. Now, mind you, that water was as high as that log. In fact, that water is what pushed this pine log up into here and blocked this here. And stuck it in there. And that's what put it there, was the flow of the water last year. It was really pretty up in there. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but that's all rock face, all along that shoreline of it, all the way through here. Rock face there, rock face here, with this tiny little gully. Well, I shouldn't say tiny little gully, it's about 12-14 feet across. But it narrows at bottlenecks right there, and all the water's got to run down through there. So we're going to head back up, and we'll get a shot of the falls from the other side, see how they're looking. But this is what I came down. And from up above, From up above, it didn't look so bad. But this is one of those cases where I think going up is worse than coming down. So I'm gonna shut the camera off and head up. Oh, the heck with it. I'll keep the camera running, and if I edit it out, I edit it out. Yeah, I gotta lean pretty good into this hillside coming up here. Yeah, like I told you, it's a lot of loose rock. About every other step. There, now we're out of the loose rock. That's good. This is just soil here. And it's almost, with the roots, it's almost like steps. Oh yeah, there we are. Not so bad. It's a little slippery down in the, once you get to that point down there, then on, it's all just loose rock. But that brings us out here on top again. That's where I started the video. It's out there. Just a small little walk around the corner here. Come through this little primitive campsite. Oh, I see they actually removed all the stone out of the fire pit. There used to be a really nice stone ring here. And they've removed at least 90% of the stones out of it. And see, there's a trail heading off through there. They have no markings on these trails. That one follows the river down that way. Oh, the falls is pretty. Not running near as hard as it has been, but still running good. So now all that exposed rock down here, all that exposed rock was all underwater this spring. And I can see some of the braver sorts that have been working their way down this hillside. Gotta be a little tricky right down in there. Probably going off to the left of town. It's off to the right, it gets steeper. I mean, right to the cliff. Looks like about 12, 14 foot cliff. But it looks like people have been working their way down in there to get on those flat rocks. There's one more vantage point I want to go look at, and I'll pick it up from there. Well, this is where I headed down last year. Looking at this bugger. This is all loose gravel. This is all loose gravel. You got the one big outcrop of rock right here, but all the way down what they've worked out as kind of a trail. More of a wash. Goes down, it's all loose gravel until you get down to the base. Now, I ain't going down there today, but maybe next time I can come out. But that's one where you put your camera gear away, put it in the pack, and you climb on down there. But that other vantage point is right up here. I love this area because the woods. Not just these trails, but the woods are nice and open. Because it's mostly, it's all pines, a lot of cedar, and not a lot of undergrowth. Can get enough sunlight through this stuff, through all these pines. So the base of the forest floor is pretty nice. But yeah, these trails are awesome to hike around on. They go all over the place out here. Let's see, this way's the best. Trying to remember which one got me to that vantage point the best. Yeah, you can see one of those step falls down in there. Um, this washout, actually right now, this washout looks like a person could manage climbing down in there. So my next trip out might be a full day trip to this location. Just wander around. I'll kind of record anything that I find. I know towards the end of the month you can start to find blueberries in some of these locations. Yeah, those are those step walls down there that I think I can climb down in there now. It'd be quite the climb, but I can get down in there. And this is another one of those real narrow gullies. I might be cutting some of this out because I don't know what it's showing. Nice little step falls there. There's another one back in there. That's looking down the gorge, downriver. And the falls, I can get a good last shot of the falls right over here. There it is. Beautiful. Zoom in a little here. Such a beautiful location. I just love it here. I'd love to be on the other side of the river and up on that outcrop of rock there. That's gotta be awesome from up there. This time of year I could actually, if I don't mind getting my feet wet, I could probably trounce over to that side of the river and work my way up there. Sure ain't happening today. But there you are, Wren Falls for today. And I'm going to be heading to Foster Falls after I do a closing on this. And it's not just to see Foster Falls, but I want to go down. There's 3 falls there. And I did a video on those before. Last time I went to the other 2 falls, I lost a $300 camera. Well, I ruined it. And I'm going back there today, and I'm going to probably hike down to the second waterfall today. There's a nice stiff breeze, and it's overcast. It's in the upper 70s, but I think today would be a good day to hike it. So hang tight, we'll do a closing on this one. I was going to head straight to the truck, but I wanted to show you, and hopefully you can see them. Wild blueberries. This is just a tiny little plant here, but they're all over up here. And that's just one cluster out on one little branch. About 2 weeks from now, those will be nice and plump, ready to pick. So Sty's gonna be watching for them. These hillsides here, all these hillsides here are just covered with blueberry bushes. 8 or 10 times the size of this little guy. I'm right here, so I figure I'll use him. But they're all over the place, so I can't wait. Another couple of weeks, Sty's going to be snacking on blueberries when he's out in the field. Okay, let's move on back out to the truck. You won't believe this, but I found a trail. it's really hard to see through the timber. There's a couple of spots, a little tricky, but it brings you right to the base of the falls. And I'm going to get down here, and I'm going to film from the base. You won't hear me talking much down there because it's going to be too loud. So let's head down there. Folks, I hope you can hear me okay. Here I am out at Wren Falls. I was going to do about a 15-minute stop here. It's been 2 hours. I may not get to the second falls when I go over to Foster Falls, but at least I'm going to get into Foster, I'm sure of it. What took me so long here is it took me an extra half hour. I ain't gonna dig for it, but right now my count is 19 cigarette butts. And guess what? I set the camera up, leaned up against this tree. There's another one. Another stinking cigarette butt. Like I always say, I'm a smoker. You'll never find one of my cigarette butts out here on the ground. Leave it the way you found it. I am so happy that you folks tagged along. I hope you enjoyed Wren Falls today. And I'll pick you all up over at Foster Falls in the next video. And until then, hey, if you haven't subscribed, punch me in the ugly mug. Hey, give me a thumbs up. I'll leave some videos up that you can follow. And until the next time, you all promise me you'll have a very, very nice day. Bye-bye.